So basically, what David is asking is where the market's going. What do I see, in terms of like the future here? Is there going to be a cycle for what's happening next? Look, I don't have a crystal ball. I do spend a fair amount of time, analyzing global macros because they affect my business. They affect all of our customers. And what I think is happening is I think that the government is in printing overdrive. We're going to have another couple of trillion dollars in stimulus checks, which is going to have a massive, I don't, kind of risk on asset stocks and metals don't have a big run up as a result. They're going to basically a bubble of some kind. I think crypto becomes a huge winner in that because that's not a bubble, right? That's basically like a global reset happening in front of our eyes where all of this new money is finding its way into crypto, which is basically creating a new baseline for what Bitcoin in particular is worth. And I think that as DeFi takes hold over the next 5 years, and it is a multi-year transition to DeFi because we need scalable systems. It's a macro transition that's happening with crypto. I think crypto is going to look. I actually am shocked at how well the stock to flow models. Kind of my macro stance on crypto. My macro stance on crypto is if you have a new deflationary asset introduced to the public, it will be hoarded over time, and that hoarding will come in stops and starts because a lot of the public can't afford to just completely take their money and put it in something else, right? But now you have high net worth investors coming into Bitcoin in massive droves. You have institutional investors starting to dip their toe in the Bitcoin water. So I actually think we're pretty early when it comes to what's happening with Bitcoin and Ethereum. I think that with all the money printing, we're still going to continue to see these pumps, via these likes of our Wall Street Bets. So let's talk about that for a second. Our Wall Street Bets is basically the first decentralized hedge fund. Think about that for a second, right? The way DeFi in the Ethereum world is now allowing us to have certain types of transactions with no off switch, right? Our Wall Street Bets has showed us that crowds, the wisdom of crowds, can actually make bets with no off switch, right? Now the government has tried, right? The Depository Trust Clearing Corporation and the SEC and others have tried to slow this down, but they're going to be unsuccessful because you saw the people's reaction. It's the first time I ever saw Senator Cruz and Senator Cortez agree on anything. And they certainly seem to agree on this, that consumers shouldn't be allowed or shouldn't be forced to stop making bets that they want to make on Wall Street that hedge funds can make. And so what this tells me is that it's going to be volatile. There's going to be a lot of new money coming into the system. And I don't see how certain assets don't get a significant run up in price as a result of all this new cash coming into the system. So David, that was a lot more than what you were asking, but hopefully in there was the answer to your question and comments.